Shaw's Ahead of the Curve video series is an exploration and celebration of the history of inclusivity in gaming. Gaming is one of the first modern media to be openly inclusive and supportive of diverse communities. In this series, we're going to explore gaming's early days from representation in the arcade games of the 80s to the modern technologies of today that give a voice to the mosaic of players and creators from diverse communities across the globe. In the first installation of this series, we took a trip down nostalgia lane to talk about what made the voices of this series into gamers. Whether it was training with grandparents, the iconic slappers only mode in GoldenEye, or just quality time with your siblings, the formative years of gaming gave our guests a sense of adventure and characters to latch onto. So the first thing that we'll start off with is just your intro, your shout outs. Who are you? What do you want people to know?
Hi, my name is Purr. I'm a cosplayer, streamer, VTuber, and overall just content creator. I've been cosplaying at least 10 years, so I've been here a while.
My name is Vince, also known as Uncle Vince here in the Canadian fighting game community. I am a TO and event organizer. I've been doing this for over 10-15 years, organizing some of the biggest and best events here in Canada when it comes to fighting games.
Well, my name's Stephanie. I have been gaming since I was born, if you could say that. I was as young as, I don't know, as soon as I could hold a controller, there was one in my hand. It wasn't plugged in, but I still thought I was playing the game. But beyond that, I'm very, very invested in the world of storytelling in gaming.
Hi, my name is Tong, and I run Tampa Never Sleeps. We're one of the largest fighting game organizations for online fighting games in the world. You can find me on Twitter at Tong Never Sleeps, and you can find us on Twitch and YouTube at Tampa Never Sleeps.
My name is Marcel, or MD14. I'm a variety streamer here based out of Toronto. I also run the Toronto community meetups, and the one thing I'm very passionate about is charity streaming, and I do that a lot. I've raised over $50,000 in charities just by my lovely community and myself.
Hey, I'm Asika, and I am a partner on Twitch. I stream at twitch.tv/Asika, and I'm really, really passionate about MMOs, landscaping, and my dog.
My name's Carl Peterson. I'm a Lakota game designer from the Two Kettles band of Lakota people living on the Cheyenne River Reservation in South Dakota, in the United States. I'm a video game designer, multimedia creator, designer, and aspiring politician.
I'm Cutie Pie Sensei. I do a lot of things. I cosplay, I am a concept artist for the game Smite, and I am a co-owner of the company Fearware. So I also design really cool game-inspired clothes.
What do you think drew you to playing games when you first started getting into it?
Definitely playing like with family and friends, bringing people together. Like that was what really brought me to it. And of course, being young, we all played video games, so that's really what kept me locked to it. Was like going to the cousins every weekend and renting a new game every weekend and having a new experience. That's really what got me into it and kept me around.
I'm gonna say part of it was the girls. When I was younger, I definitely did not realize the gay coming out and being like, look, women. But it was like that, but also just the designs. I thought the designs were cool, and I really loved being able to see really strong and powerful girls. In addition to story, I've always been a person who plays games for the story. A really good story is what like makes or breaks things for me most of the time.
Quickly, it turned into an avenue for me to explore the world, explore ideas. I learned to spell by reading all of the quest text. I was a terrible speller before that, and I quickly went to like a high school level really, really early because I just was obsessed with reading everything I could about this game. I got extremely attached to it and the character that I got to be in that world, which was also an avenue for me as a very young queer person at that time, which I didn't know, to explore gender and my self-presentation in a way that was really safe and easy. So that was really important at that time.
What is your earliest gaming memory?
So I grew up in Korea, in Seoul, and we had arcades, very popular all over the area. It was in the 80s. We would go to the arcades while we're, on the way home or something like that. And I'd, drop a couple quarters or 100 won coins actually, since it was Korea, but our equivalent. And then of course I had a Super Famicom growing up. Got that as soon as it came out.
Street Fighter 2, the arcade cabinet. My mom used that to toilet train me. I really, really liked Chun-Li, and I still do. As a kid, I really liked the game cabinet. So I think I was 2 years old, and she'd be like, well, if you use the potty, you can play the Chun-Li game. I just was like, I don't want to use the bathroom, that's so inconvenient. And so I would like go up to the cabinet and be like, it's time! And the other one was playing Resident Evil 3 with my dad. I asked my dad that year in kindergarten to be Jill Valentine for Halloween. And his first response was not that, oh, you shouldn't wear that because it's cold. He said, no one's gonna know who you are.
Did you closely identify with any of the characters that you were playing?
Watch Dogs 2, you play a character named Marcus. He was like very nerdy, you know, he was a person of color as well. Like I saw him, like I was like, wow, that's literally me right there. And he also uses his nerdiness and smarts to like fight down for what is right and everything.
Yeah, character customization and character creation has always been like a really big thing for me. I feel like if you can create or customize a character in a game, I have like things I look out for. I like it to be as inclusive as possible because that was important to me as a kid. You know, I'm a white trans person, but I also have a genetic mutation called Waardenburg syndrome, and I found I really struggled to find faces that looked like mine when I was a kid. And you know, having that kind of small experience has led me as I grew to see other perspectives a little bit more. And so if I find a game with a really good character creation system, I'm all about it for sure.
Definitely Ryu in Street Fighter. For me, he's always searching. He's not searching to beat his opponents and be better than his opponents. He's also always trying to challenge himself and be better than the last version of himself.
I definitely identified with Spirit the horse and the native characters in that game. It's funny that the first game I played was one that had native characters and good native representation, even if it was created by non-Indians. It was decent.
Did you expect gaming to grow from, right, like arcade cabinets or weekends on the Xbox to kind of the massive industry it is now?
You always joke because your mom would say, you know, you get off that game system. You can't do that for your living. You're never going to make money doing that. And it's like, haha, look at me now, mom. You know, there's no way. I never thought it would get like this because everyone was always like, oh, video games are a waste of time.
I always thought it would be like a niche kind of like hidden group type of thing. Like, even my mother's like, she'll pull out her phone and she's playing some type of farming game on her phone. I'm like, really? You're playing video games? I never thought it will be at this fast of a growth, but I'm really happy that it is because it has brought many opportunities, not only for myself, but like for many other people out there. And like it's now the norm, and it's now like also part of the industry as well. So, and it's still growing. It hasn't even hit the bubble yet. So
in terms of my job doing concept art, I didn't know that was a thing that existed. Like I had no real info on the gaming industry and how that worked and how you got into it. I started learning more and more about the industry. And once I started learning more, when I graduated, I was like, okay, so this is definitely what I want to do.
We hope you enjoyed this trip down memory lane for our guests, and like me, you probably had your own nostalgia moments from the stories they shared. Feel free to comment about your early gaming experiences. We'd love to hear from as many people as we can. And stay tuned for the next episode in this series where we talk about the advent of online gaming and all the fun communities that grew from those early titles.